is. And a special good morning to you today, John.
Good morning, Shannon, and good morning from everybody up here on Atlantis. With all the curves that Hubble's been throwing us, there's no question that we're all living in the Hotel Cephalina, and I want to give a special thanks to Seppi for providing us with all the tools and all the training to give us the opportunity to do our work on Hubble and get all our work done with the RCU so far, the batteries, the Wide Field Camera 3, and the SIC and DH. We're looking forward to COS and ACS repair today.
And we're also looking forward to that with you.
This is Mission Control Houston, and with that, Flight Day 6 begins for the crew of STS-125. The wake-up call this morning was Hotel Cephalina, played for John Grunsfeld. That band that performed it was Fuzzbox Piranha. You probably recognize the music as a takeoff of Hotel California by the Eagles. This is in reference to Frank Cephalina, who is the Deputy Associate Director of the Hubble Space Telescope Development Project at the Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland.
Drew. Morning, Ray J. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
What do you think about this EVA today?
I'm excited today. It's my second EVA of the mission, and I feel good. A little tired. Hands are a little sore, but nothing that's not expected, and we're ready to go and give it another shot.
What kind of curves do you think Hubble will throw at you?
I don't know. It's been Dave surprises each day. I thought it was only going to be the first day, but we had a second day of surprises. I'm sure today will be a third, but I'm not too worried. We managed to sort of power through both days and get all the tasks completed and objectives done, so I'm excited about this.
Okay, what do you think, what's your challenge for today? What's the biggest challenge?
Challenge for me will be, taking it nice and easy on COS installation. That's going to be a good one for us. It's a big instrument. It's going to be kind of neat, just like holding a refrigerator in front of me, so I'm excited about that. That's going to be pretty cool. And then helping John, supporting John on the ACS task, being the gopher, going up and down, getting back and forth for tools. That's going to be something else as well. So.
Well, let's see, COS is like the second big instrument, buddy. Let's see, you put in Wide Field Camera 3, right?
Put in Wide Field 3, and COS is the second big instrument. Wide Field felt pretty good. COS is a little different because I can't see anything, but I'll rely on John to help me out, and it's going to be fun. It'll go well.
Okay. Well, Matt Mountain told me that if we get Wide Field Camera 3 in from the Space Telescope Institute and COS, those are the biggies.
So the biggies,
it's all you, buddy.
We're going to get them done today, and then we'll follow up with ACS and STS and FGS and the other battery, and we'll be good to go.
Okay, make us proud.
I will. I want to say hi to Ari and Aiden and Indy, and thanks for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Love you.
Thanks, Drew.
Good morning, Ray J.
Good morning, John. How you doing?
Oh, doing great. EVA 3.
What do you think?
I think it's going to go great, but with all the curves that Hubble's thrown us so far, we're prepared for the unexpected.
Okay, and what do you think the real challenge is today? What's the big challenge?
We're taking out the we're taking out the CoStar today, and given the problems we had with Wide Field, that's been in the telescope since 1993, CoStar has been in since 1993. I'm a little bit concerned that the A latch, the latch that really holds it in tight, or the B latch, which brings it up and down, may be bound up the way it was on the Wide Field camera.
Yikes.
Yep. This time it's me loosening it, so I may have to exhibit the feats of strength that Drew did on EVA 1.
Well, from flight deck here, I think EVA 1 and 2 have been nail biters. I hope this one goes smoothly.
I'm hoping it goes smoothly, too.
Okay, you want to say hi to anybody?
I'd like to say hi to Carol, Sarah, and Mace. I hope they're watching EVAs and enjoying it.
Okay, great, John. Have a great day.
And you can understand you have good KU of the rotation.
Atlantis, that's firm. We sure do.
The 90-degree rotation of the Hubble Space Telescope atop its flight support system is underway. This will place the work site of choice forward in the payload bay of Atlantis. That work site, the minus V2 side of the telescope, the aft shroud doors protecting the corrective optic space telescope axial replacement, and the advanced camera for surveys. That will be the focal point for today's two major tasks: to swap CoStar for the new science instrument, the Cosmic Origin Spectrograph, and also the repair work on the advanced camera surveys, which exhibited a electrical short back in January of 2007, causing 3 of its observing channels to cease operation. An intricate repair will be the highlight of the second task to restore the ACS to full capability.
John, you can open the thermal cover and egress the airlock. Okay, thermal cover is open. I'm heading out, man. All right, come on up. Clear, John. Thank you. Sure, tether's clear. Andrew, a reminder, and we'll try to remind you again, we want to make sure the MPT is on before we hand out the handle. Okay? I'll check it again.
Lennox Houston for EVA, you have a go for CoStar connector demate.
Copy, thanks, Dan. Go for CoStar connector demate.
John Grunsfeld on his 7th spacewalk, all 7 in support of Hubble Space Telescope servicing tasks. He performed 2 EVAs. His first 2 EVAs were on STS-125, the flight of Discovery to service the Hubble Space Telescope on the 3rd servicing mission in December of 1999. He performed an additional 3 spacewalks on STS-109 in March 2002 aboard Columbia.
The gates check closed, the hook is locked, and my reel is in the unlocked position. Are you ready for me to egress? Ready. We're ready inside you. Here it comes. Welcome back out, Drew. Welcome to Space Part 2. Okay, your safety tether goes up and over the arm. Okay, that sounds good. If you turn left, that'll be good. Turn left. How's that looking? It looks good. Okay, tethers are clear. John, will you take a look at you? Yep, let me get this tether stowed. Okay, I think I'm going to end up moving it to the other side. I have to keep moving my mini workstation to get it. Too many tethers today. It's dark out here. Ash, how's my visor? Visor's good, Drew. Thanks, buddy. That's complete. Okay, Drew, let's go down and get the bottom lock. Hey, Megan, ready to go down, and you have clearance down.
Copy, coming down.
Up close and personal with the Hubble Space Telescope, Drew Feustel, this view from his helmet camera. He will be distinguishable by the number 20 down in the lower right corner of his helmet cam view. He's already opened the top latch, 2 more latches to go to open the aft shroud doors, protecting the CoStar instrument as well as the advanced camera for surveys.
Okay, when I went by, you did a great job yesterday. Looks good. Okay, and you can release 4 or 5 A-site latches. Okay, thanks, man.
Simultaneously with Drew Feustel's work to open the aft shroud doors, John Grunsfeld is preparing to open the axial science instrument protective enclosure, which is located midway down the payload bay just in front of the telescope on the orbital replacement unit carrier.
And whatever else, Megan,
Yeah, that's the wrist camera.
Okay, I'll do the lean back and look up. Okay.
Megan, we can move to away from the telescope and start right.
Copy, coming away.
The aft shroud doors coming open at 41 minutes into the spacewalk.
Got that door, John?
I got this door.
Hey, Megan, no more away, right only.
Copy, right only.
Hello, Hubble.
John, next for you will be the CoStar Y-harness Velcro. Okay.
Stop motion, Megan.
Ocean stop.
I asked the Y-harness restraint tool for me.
Affirmative.
John Grunsfeld moving the Y-harness for CoStar out of the way. His next steps will be to demate the 4 connectors to CoStar, P1 through P4.
P3 is demated. Copy P3. P4 is demated. Copy P4. K1 is demated. Copy P1. Alright. P1. And P2 is demated. Copy. All 4 connectors are demated. John, this is the note we've been waiting for. Ground strap clip. MLI flap is only taped to HST. How would we know that? John, I've got your foot. Okay, thanks.
The corrective optics space telescope axial replacement instrument to the left inside the aft shroud. The advanced camera for surveys to the right. It will be the next task after removal and replacement of the CoStar with the new cosmic origin spectrograph. This phone booth-sized instrument has been inside the telescope since December 1993.
Okay, I'll try and fit in there. Giving me a lot of room, so that's good.
1 hour and 8 minutes into the spacewalk thus far by John Grunsfeld and Drew Feustel. You're looking at Feustel on the end of the shuttle's robotic arm and a foot restraint. He'll be removing the CoStar instrument with the assistance of Megan MacArthur operating the shuttle's robotic arm.
Clockwise 2. Come in, Bravo, stand by. I'm ready, Drew. Okey-dokey. Okay, you guys know the drill. Let's remove CoStar.
Hey, Megan, let's start moving out.
Copy, Drew, coming out slow.
And John, if you can call the B-light steady when you see it. B-light B, ready is on. Thank you.
CoStar is free and now it's ready to be removed from the telescope. Installed back in December 1993 to correct the spherical aberration that was detected in the telescope's mirrors after its initial deploy in 1990. CoStar has completed its job. All the new instruments, including its replacement, the Cosmic Origin Spectrograph, have been designed on the ground to account for that spherical aberration. It's about a ½ inch of margin with the CoStar and the guide rails you see there at the bottom of the instrument. The instrument is 86 inches tall. That's about a little more than 7 feet in length. 3 feet square on the other dimensions, and weighs about 800 pounds.
Pick up the rate, Megan.
Copy, increasing the rate.
CoStar is now free of the Hubble Space Telescope, the -V2 aft shroud work site.
stop. How about are we? You're about 2 feet out and clearing. Okay. Can you make it?
Copy, continue.
And John Grunsfeld now inspecting the opening where CoStar resided. This is the same location, of course, that the Cosmic Origin spectrograph will occupy. He's ensuring that the connection cables are out of the way for the installation of the new instrument.
Pull 'em down.
High above the Congo, Drew Feustel now maneuvering the CoStar instrument down to the temporary stowage location where it will remain until the new instrument is installed, freeing the protective enclosure for CoStar's installation for the return trip home.
Okay.
A unique view from John Grunsfeld's helmet camera looking forward to the aft flight deck of Atlantis as he faces the long end of the protective enclosure with the new Cosmic Origin spectrograph instrument, which soon will become a permanent fixture aboard the Hubble Space Telescope just above and behind him.
Coming in now.
Okay. And another inch down.
1 more inch down.
From the elbow camera on the shuttle's robotic arm, about midway down the length of the arm, a view of John Grunsfeld in the bottom center of the picture, the red stripe up on his backpack, and as the free-floating astronaut, and Drew Feustel with the Cosmic Origin spectrograph in hand on the end of the shuttle's robotic arm, moving into position for installation.
There left. Got the whole instrument up against the bottom left anyway. Bottom left. Bottom right? I'm sorry, Drew. Bottom right. Thanks, Jeff. Bottom right. The part I'm looking at. Okay. I think I know what you mean. It's on my left, but that's the right side. Okay. I'm going to take a peek and get out of your way. And Megan, let's go. Jaws, go more in. Come down 8 inches.
Copy, coming down 8 inches.
So let's come down a full foot.
Copy, down 1 foot. Motion stopped.
Another 6 inches.
6 inches down.
Yep. And Drew, we see your head clear. Okay, got him. Starting to push it in again. Okay.
Motion stopped, Drew.
Thanks, man. Okay.
The Cosmic Origin spectrograph now in the telescope, ready for final bolting and connecting of the or mating of the electrical and data connections.
9. Not moving up anymore. 10. Waiting for over center. There's over center. 11. 11 and a quarter. I'll tell you about torque in a second. Tools upside down. Mass and the little D-latch box rotated as it's supposed to in the downwards direction. Good torque. Great job. Excellent. It's probably in there. Probably an eighth of a turn. Excellent. Next will be, John, for you to stow the alignment aid. Wilco? Okay, I'm ready to come out of the telescope.
Copy. Copy, coming out of the telescope.
The A latch is now complete, both latches fully engaged, and the COS is now bolted permanently to the Hubble Space Telescope. Next will be to connect 4 connectors, the data and electrical connectors, P1 through P4. That will be accomplished by free-floating astronaut John Grunsfeld. At 11:22 a.m. Central Time, the report from the Space Telescope Operations Control Center, a good aliveness test on the newest science instrument for the Hubble Space Telescope, the Cosmic Origin Spectrograph. Through Feustel with the old instrument COSTAR, which has completed its job after 16 years in the telescope, being carefully placed in a protective canister for the return trip home.
Do you want to go back to the right at all, or you like that? Oh, I can watch the guide blocks from here. Fair enough. We got clearance. Fair enough. It's a really tight fit. Okay, stop motion.
Motion stop.
3 hours, 28 minutes into the spacewalk, as the crew members continue their preparation for the second and final planned task for this spacewalk, a very intricate procedure to swap out some electrical cards, essentially some computer cards that failed due to an electrical short inside the advanced camera for surveys, which sits exactly next door to the newly installed Cosmic Observatory, the spectrograph that was just installed and now verified to be checked out, at least from a connection standpoint. So that's the good news from the Space Telescope Operations Control Center, which is now in the process of safing ACS ahead of the actual work that's going to be done, primarily from John Grunsfeld, who is in a foot restraint mounted just inside the aft shroud of that work site.
John, go ahead with a 9-inch and a 14-inch. You can retrieve those from the bag and break torque on all the fasteners. We're going to retighten 1, 28, and 29. Good work. Drew, the fastener capture plate will be next from you. Copy.
Now that the grid cover is removed, the next step will be to install a fastener capture plate, a specially designed piece of equipment to allow for capture of the 36 or 32 non-captive fasteners and 4 guide studs so that they do not float away. This plate was designed to fit neatly over the screws so that when Grunsfeld removes them completely for the early part of this task, you see that he is essentially just loosening those, and the plate, once installed, will allow him to completely remove those screws. And since they are non-captive, to avoid any foreign object debris in the telescope, even these tiny screws, this plate will capture those screws when they are removed completely, and that will gain access to the, essentially all of this work will gain access to the actual work site, which is the electronics cards that need to be replaced that failed due to a short circuit back in January of 2007.
How'd they feel, Jim? So far, so good.
Guys, you guys missed Australia during the night pass, but we should be coming up on Hawaii off on our left here in just a moment.
You're very cruel, Bueno. Very cruel guy. Didn't know that about you.
And for you, John, you should be looking at ACS.
Yeah, I can see Hawaii. Can you really? Yeah, that's awesome. The last island. The last STS-123, Kauai. Awesome.
Excellent.
And Maui, isn't Maui the next one over? Fantastic. Wow. I hope you just get.
The fastener capture plate now removed, having done its job of capturing the 32 tiny screws inside the protective enclosure.
Okay, John, sounds good, and the elevator drive blocks are fully retracted.
Thank you, yes, they are.
And the tool has a ground strap on it?
And the tool has a ground strap on it.
And the card extraction tool being secured to the CEB, or the charge coupled device electronics box.
Card 1 is out.
Nice.
I heard that.
Looks great, John. Nice job.
Nice job, Tom.
Takes a few more turns to get it out of the connector. Not that it matters. The slide lock is in the back, in the 4 cards. The slide lock is engaged.
Okay, copy number 1 is in the bag, so to speak.
Okay, I'm going to reset.
Now he's resetting the index on the side of the extraction tool to the number 2 slot, and he'll repeat this task 4 times to remove all 4 cards.
Dennis Houston, free VA.
Go ahead, Houston.
Yeah, bueno, you guys are tracking wonderfully on the timeline here, at least 40 minutes ahead, as I'm sure you're well aware. As a reward for all your hard work, you have a go for ACS completion. As appropriate, that's on the 7-153.
Great, Dan. We were looking forward to that. Thanks for that early call. And we'll press ahead here with ACS completion.
Okay, 3 caps in the trash bag, bueno.
Okay, John, copy that. Before you retrieve the TFR and articulating socket from the aft shroud, we have some wireless video requirements. Okay. We could just get a look at the CEBR, low voltage power supply, and the cable routing. One last time.
Okay, let me, so I can maneuver a little better. Low voltage power supply.
Okay, we can see that nicely.
And on up to the CEBR.
Okay, John, that looks good. And Houston, do you like those views?
Dennis Houston, we sure do. Thanks very much.
This is a view from the forward end of the payload bay on the port side, looking.
Could you move the arm left 3 feet?
Looking at the open minus V2 shroud doors as John Grunsfeld and Drew Feustel get set to close those doors. They've completed the installation of the new Cosmic Origin spectrograph on the left side of that open area, and completed both parts of the repair task of the advanced camera for surveys.
Okay, stop motion.
Motion stop.
And John, if you'd like to see it this time around, we're going right over to Hawaii.
Okay, thanks.
You come look over the right ohms pod.
Do you see it?
Other side, John.
Oh, I'm upside down. I'm right in the Air Force. I'm heading that way anyway. All right, John, it's on your left. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I can see the Gemini Observatory and Keck 1 and 2 on the Big Island. Yeah, NASA IRTF. So, John, does that make up for the last one? Yeah. Are we even? Let's wait for ACS functional. No, kidding. That's better.
All spacewalkers John Grunsfeld and Drew Feustel are closing the minus V2 shroud doors.
They look even left and right.
Space Telescope Operations Control Center has reported to Mission Control in Houston a good aliveness test on the advanced camera for surveys.
Copy the handle and the pit pins in. Taking away from the telescope 1 foot.
Away 1 foot.
And, John, if you're clear, I'm going to move left. You're going to move left? Okay. Yeah.
Minus Houston for EVA, we have a good aliveness test on ACS.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm hoping for 1.5 electrons or less. Nice work, guys. Congratulations to you, John, and Drew for a great effort. And I know it was made possible by all the folks who really put a plan together in record time to save ACS. So our thanks to them as well. Great work, Scooter. Okay, John, you can ingress. Okay. We'll see you inside.
John Grunsfeld now floating into the airlock. Drew Feustel already inside.
Come on in. And Drew, the SCUs will be next. Okay. Trying to find that tunnel. There it is. I just want to say one quick thing. We started off this morning with Hotel Cephalina, which is where we're living here in orbit on Space Shuttle Atlantis. And I think the success of both cost and especially ACS is due to all the diligence of all the people who live in that Hotel Cephalina and made the fantastic tools and fantastic techniques that we use today. And of course, the inventive mind that developed the CBR technology, borrowed from the Next Generation Telescope, the James Webb Space Telescope. It was all fantastic and enabled us to do our work today. Thanks very much.
Atlantis Houston for Photo TV.
Next, go ahead for Photo TV.
You guys looking great in the airlock. Great job today to John and Drew. Hopefully they're not as tired as they have been in the past. We're wondering if you guys had a chance to look at Photo TV 05 for the minus V2 survey.
Yeah, Dex, I'm doing it right now.
Hey, great, Ray J. Thanks very much. And you got the notes that we'd called up earlier. Is that correct?
Yes, 7 and 9 is what I copied.
That sounds great. Thanks, Ray J.
This live camera view is from the mid-deck of Atlantis, looking through the hatch into the airlock, where spacewalkers John Grunsfeld and Drew Feustel are getting out of their spacesuits after today's 6-hour, 36-minute long spacewalk that concluded just a little over half an hour ago. That's Grunsfeld out of the hard upper umbilical the upper torso section and floating into the middeck. Grunsfeld's partner today and 2 days ago and 2 days from now, astronaut Drew Feustel, who now has 2 spacewalks under his belt and almost 14 hours outside, 13 hours 56 minutes in spacewalking time for Feustel on his first space shuttle flight. Today's spacewalkers with astronaut Megan MacArthur, who is the primary operator of the robotic arm during today's spacewalk, now shaking hands with Mike Good, who shared the intravehicular officer activity duties with his fellow spacewalker Mike Massimino.